All right, so you guys requested this one, and it's a juicy one.
Right.
We're going deep on online dating profiles, specifically those subtle things that can apparently make or break your chances, at least according to the guide we're cracking open today.
Yeah, this should be interesting. It's a fascinating area where psychology and straight-up marketing kind of just collide,
Yeah.
especially when we're talking about attraction.
Right, and our source material, this informx.pdf. It's aimed at heterosexual men looking for casual encounters online, and it is very upfront about that.
Yeah, which right away tells us about the assumptions it's making,
Uh-huh.
about what women want. Obviously, not everyone's on dating apps looking for the same thing.
Exactly. So as we unpack this guide's strategies and the psychology behind them, think of it more like we're looking at the how, not necessarily endorsing the why of its methods. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Oh,
So the core idea here is that when it comes to online dating profiles, subtlety is king. They even compare it to the foot in the door technique.
oh yeah, I've heard of that. It's like that thing where you get someone to agree to something small, and then bam, you hit them with the bigger request later.
Exactly.
Like asking your neighbor to water your plants while you're gone. And then before you know it, they're emotionally invested. And you're asking to borrow their lawnmower every weekend.
Well, not exactly, but you get the idea.
Mm-mm.
This guide argues that scattering little hints of what you're after, instead of being totally blunt about it, actually makes people more curious.
That actually makes a lot of sense, especially with how many dating profiles are out there. It's like instead of being just another face in the crowd, you're suddenly a puzzle someone wants to solve.
Exactly. Humans are hardwired to be intrigued by puzzles. And a single suggestive phrase, or even just a strategically placed winking emoji, can be all it takes to trigger that "I need to know more" response.
And that's half the battle on these apps, right?
More than half, if you ask me.
It's like leaving a trail of breadcrumbs instead of just handing someone the whole loaf of bread.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The document even mentions signaling, like in evolutionary psychology.
Oh, how's that work?
Well, just like animals use subtle cues to communicate with each other, we do the same thing to signal what we're looking for in a partner.
So you're saying instead of outright saying, I just want something casual, it's better to kind of drop these little hints that you're open to that.
Exactly.
But that does seem kind of risky. What if they totally misinterpret those signals?
It is absolutely a gamble.
Oh, for sure. It's like when a friend misinterprets your friendly vibes as flirting, but like way more awkward.
And with potentially higher stakes.
Exactly. So how does this guide recommend people actually put this subtlety into practice?
Well, let's just say they have some interesting ideas.
You mean like that small penis strategy?
I believe so.
When I first read that one, I thought I was missing a page or two. So how does that one work?
Okay, so picture this. You're scrolling through Tinder and you land on this guy's profile. Everything's pretty standard, but then it ends with, and it's small.
Oh my God. I mean, at least it's memorable, right?
Right. The guide says it uses this reverse psychology and humor to make the guy stand out.
Because who would actually put that on their profile? Unless they were like joking, like super confident, ironically.
Exactly. It's like self-deprecating humor, but in the dating profile world.
Right. Okay, so it's risky, but could it work?
Well, there's definitely a ton of research on humor and attraction, but what one person finds funny, another might find just weird. Or even offensive, especially with online dating.
True, true. Okay, so that's the small penis strategy. What about the college degree one?
Yes, that one.
That one felt a little cryptic to me.
Yeah, so that one suggests using phrases like, I have a degree in cunnilinguistics.
Oh my God.
On your profile.
I get it now.
Yeah, it's all about the wordplay and double entendres. To introduce those sexual themes without being overt about it.
So it's like a secret code that only some people will pick up on. Clever.
Yeah, essentially.
But come on, do these strategies actually work in the real world?
Honestly, it's hard to say for sure. It probably depends a lot on the person and who they're trying to attract.
And their tolerance for awkwardness, maybe?
Exactly. If you're not super self-aware, it could backfire spectacularly.
You'd have to be really confident to pull it off. Otherwise, it could come across as insecure or even creepy.
Exactly.
It's a fine line, for sure. So beyond the profiles themselves, this guide also talks about mindset, like adopting a lost customer mentality on dates.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
It threw me off at first, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it sounds counterintuitive.
But the way they explain it, it's about going into the date already feeling like it's over.
Yeah, like emotionally detached from the outcome.
Right. Not that you don't care or anything, but like you're not putting all this pressure on it to be a certain way.
Exactly. It's about managing expectations.
So you're saying by not needing the date to go a certain way, you actually become more attractive.
It's more that you come across as more confident and self-assured, which a lot of people find attractive.
That makes sense.
Of course, you don't want to take it too far and seem completely indifferent.
Right. Detachment without disinterest. It's
Right.
that whole we want what we can't have thing.
There you go.
So we've covered subtle signals, mindsets, even that small penis strategy, which I'm still not sure what to make of.
Me neither.
It's been a wild ride through this dating guide.
It has, and I think the biggest takeaway is that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to dating.
For sure.
What works for one person might totally bomb for another.
It's all about figuring out what feels authentic to you.
And being respectful of the other person, of course.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better myself. That wraps up our deep dive into the world of online dating, according to inform_sex. Until next time, happy dating, everyone.